This is MLS Next Pro. Match Weekend 8 is in full swing. We welcome you to Lawrence, Kansas, Rock Chalk Park, this setting this evening. Sporting KC2 is back at home after earning 3 points on the road at San Jose last week. The club looks to make it 2 straight as they score off tonight against LA Galaxy 2, who have work to do to climb up the table. However, they've proven plenty capable of competing against the class of the league before. As we take a look at the standings through nearly 2 months of the campaign, this has already flown by. Colorado Rapids to an Austin FC to atop the table with those 19 points. Tacoma's win streak has propelled the Defiance up the ladder. Sporting has had an up and down season. In April, they had a stretch of 8 points in 3 matches before dropping its next 2. Good spirits right now after the win last week. Galaxy 2 just 2 points ahead of the bottom 2 in the West. A win here today, though, puts them in much more intriguing territory. Welcome into the broadcast. I'm AJ Ricketts. Glad to be alongside you for this one on a sunny Sunday evening in Kansas, where Sporting has had success here this year, to the tune of a win, a shootout win, and just 1 loss in this venue. Galaxy 2 with a tough task ahead. Step 1 in turning things around will be making adjustments to clean things up defensively. 8 goals conceded over the last 2 matches. Hard to find points when that's the current scenario. Let's take a look at the starting 11s. First for Sporting, Kansas City 2 under the direction of former U.S. international Vinny Feilhaber. Forward Paul Vidal has been a scoring machine for Sporting this season. 5 goals to his name. That's the most on the team, 3rd most in the league. He had scored those goals in 5 consecutive matches before going scoreless last week against San Jose. You simply feel he will enter this one with confidence, seeing the opportunities that have been presented to similar attack-minded forwards over the last few weeks. As for LA Galaxy 2, there's proven talent in the form of their forward Aaron Bibu. Just under a month ago, Bibu was Player of the Week. Remember that? After that hat trick against Vancouver, that helped guide Los Angeles to a 4-3 win on the road against Whitecaps FC2. 1 goal since that match. However, Bibu has put himself in dangerous areas with regularity. He'll hope to finish off those potential chances tonight, as we are just about set for getting things started here at Rock Chalk Park. And that's something to monitor for this Galaxy 2 club. Only able to generate 6 shots last week against Colorado Rapids. It was a 5-0 loss in that match. What kind of spirit does Marcelo Sarva's squad come out with this week? Does that lead to more efficiency, a better high press, more chances in the final third? Conversely, for Sporting Kansas City, much like their first-team counterparts, Sporting would love to put things together for a 2nd consecutive week. They've shown they had it in them. Offense is there, too. In half of their matches, Sporting scored at least 2 goals. We're underway here at Rock Chalk Park. Matthew Corrigan, our head official. Another week underway here on MLSNextPro.com. AJ Ricketts here with you. LA Galaxy and the Road Whites. 4 along the back here for Galaxy 2. Sel Asenge wearing the captain's armband this evening. Trying to push it near side to Ruben Ramos, who is a very talented young prospect out of the academy. Just his 2nd appearance of the season, number 84 on the near side of your screen. 16 years old. Was named to the U16 United States Youth Men's National Team last year for some action over in Spain. Trying to assert himself here along the Sporting Kansas City back half. That was Mo Abwelnadi right here with the touch. Los Angeles trying to create more with their pressure. That's a good takeaway there as Bibu plays it right back to Juan Calderon. Now Carson Klein looking to clip it in, just over the head of Bibu. Settled, Ramos, oh wow! Los Angeles off the bat in the 2nd minute. It's 1-0. Ruben Ramos the goal. Wasting no time, it was well played into the box from Carson Klein, who does have an assist to his name this season, and generated again off the pressure. Watch Bibu after Klein on the far side gets the touch. And then Ruben Ramos just behind him settles, turns, and places it in the perfect spot on the side netting. What a wonderful start for Galaxy 2 here on the road. We said just moments ago, how would they come out? What would the spirits be? They had just lost 5-0, been outshot 21-6 in that match against Colorado Rapids 2. That is an early answer for Marcelo Sarvis' squad. What an admirable start here on the road. You know, early wake-up call for Sporting Kansas City, who has done nothing but go up first themselves this season. This is a rare sequence for Benny Feilhaber's squad. Sporting entering tonight had scored first in 7 consecutive matches. So that streak comes to a conclusion. They've still scored within the first 10 minutes of 4 of the last 5 matches. We'll see if that is something that continues. Early on, up against it here at home. Ruben Ramos, we had mentioned just moments ago how he had impressed at the academy level. Last July, he was named the U15 MLS Next MVP for that season. He scored 24 goals in 24 games with Galaxy U15 last year. And also impressed in the playoffs as well as the MLS Next Flex Showcase. He continues to climb the ladder and show what he is capable of. 16-year-old, just his second appearance. What kind of spark will that provide Galaxy 2 over the course of this first half? If you're Sporting Kansas City, there is no reason for any panic. Still 85 minutes left here, 85 plus. SKC2 has scored multiple goals in half of their matches this season as well, but an auspicious start in Lawrence, Benny Feilhaber's club. Ramos, when he earned that MLS Next MVP, is the second Galaxy Academy player to receive that honor. Paulo Rudosil did it the year before. No shortage of talent in this system. Good interplay here in the middle from Sporting. Able to hold possession, though, from Josh Cohen, who has the captain's armband for SKC2 here tonight. Good ball played through. Picasso couldn't settle. Ozzy Cisneros, first team player on loan. Played to the near side. Here's Sebastian Cruz with a little bit of space to operate with. Play back to Lucas Rosa. Now Paul Vidal leads the club in goals. Was trying to find Cruz on a run. Out of play though. Galaxy 2 concedes the first corner kick of the match. First team loanee Danny Flores will walk over to initiate the corner kick. 21-year-old from Half Moon Bay, California. 6th match he's played at the next pro level this year. Flores sends it far. There's open space here. An extra touch, deflection out of play. Cruz found himself with nobody around him. There was a lot of traffic right in front though. Everybody convening at the near side post. Cruz just leaking out. Bibu put himself in front to influence things. So now, Vidal. Dealt with by Adrian Gonzalez. Galaxy trying to get on the run. Cruz able to get to it first though. Played near side. Rosa in pursuit. Can't win that battle. As Galaxy 2 look to switch. A little bit too heavy on the cross of play. Juan Calderon couldn't get to it. Calderon also an academy product. Just one appearance last season with Galaxy 2. He's played more of a role already in this young campaign. Started the opening match against San Jose. Cisneros tried to cut inside, dealt with well by Ruben Ramos, the goal scorer here. And Sporting has scored in the first 10 minutes of 4 of the last 5 matches. It was a 4-game streak until their last match over at San Jose. They like to get out on the front foot. This is not par for the course here right now. This played into the middle. Header is well wide right. And as Vidal was making a run, had a pair of white jerseys around, couldn't direct it to frame. But an encouraging cross. Sporting Kansas City looks to work themselves into the flow of the game here. Probably would have had to direct that in the air towards either the near or far post. Vidal had that 5-match goal streak snapped against San Jose, but still 3rd in the league in goals. Valencia, Spain native, has impressed many around the league. Talking with Marcelo Sarvis, LA Galaxy 2 manager, 2-time MLS Cup champion with Galaxy first team, of course, 2012, 2014. We were talking about that Colorado match, and he said, look, to be honest, Colorado was the best team. They beat us in every aspect of the game. He doesn't sugarcoat things with this squad. He said it's a wake-up call. The conversation with the team is that, look, it's sort of a red flag when you lose a game like that. As the flag goes up here on the far side. So when you lose a game, not even having 20 or 30 minutes of playing well, that's a wake-up call. And there's more for us to do. That's more that we can do individually, as a team, especially behind the ball. So he says, he told us he's going to be honest with the team. But he saw a good spirit in practice over the course of the week. And moving forward from that 5-0 loss to, granted, what is a very talented Colorado Rapids side. Of course, you saw the standings a few minutes ago. They're right up there. Can score goals for the best of them. Colorado, Vancouver, Austin, doing really well in the West. Galaxy 2 have some space here as this is pushed far side by Adrian Gonzalez. Another pass, edge of the area, centered. Gonzalez's shot is deflected away. Still a very encouraging build-up from Los Angeles. 2 shots already in the first 10 minutes as you see the advancement there from Gonzalez. And then nobody was marking him in the middle. He was found well. He had Ramos right behind him. Good interplay here from Sporting. The flag was up, though, from the near side official. Run just a little bit too early from Andrew Draper. You might hear his head coach in the background. That was a potentially dangerous threat negated by Draper just being off, the 21-year-old from Houston. On loan from Ecuador for this season. Cohen went down. Nothing more than a foul here from Matthew Corrigan, who looks a tad exasperated at how the ball found its way that far away from the scene. Danny Flores gets this back underway. It was a good bounce back last week for Sporting on the road at San Jose after their defeat to Houston. This opportunity from Cisneros thwarted. Now pushed upfield. Picasso was trying to get to it. Ethan Bandre first for Sporting Kansas City. Bandre in goal. And on Simon Gilson on the other side for Galaxy 2 is LA once again trying to threaten the attacking third. Already 2 shots early on in this match, after just 6 through the entirety of last week. Now there were 7 academy players in that starting 11 for Galaxy 2 last weekend. The average age of the starting 11 was 19 and a half years old. They were giving up a significant age gap to Colorado Rapids. It was nearly an average of 22 years of age. Nevertheless, Marcelo Sarvis hopes to see a more competitive effort, whatever the average age may be. He's seen this here in the early going. Good through ball here to the far side. Foot race to it. Shot from distance, and on top of it is Gilson. Andrew Draper on one touch was trying to slide it past the LA keeper. Gilson passes one of his first tests this evening. Gilson, the Loyola Chicago product, who signed on March 23rd, played 3 seasons at Loyola Chicago. While Ethan Bandre comes from the University of the Pacific and Northwestern, 23 years old. Fun start here early. Galaxy 2 wasted no time, scoring in the 2nd minute. Sporting working their way into the rhythm of this match, though. Andrew Draper was onside that last sequence. Didn't challenge Gilson quite enough. Sharp moments from both sides in the first 15-plus minutes. LA's is the moment that led to the lone goal. Flores. Cohen guides it to Nadi Clark. Let's take another look at the sequence leading to the Gilson save. It's a good run on the far side, and it was a decision here, and Draper felt the pressure was coming from Carson Klein towards that far side. Perhaps thought if he took another touch, he may have been chased down before getting a shot off, and it was only a minute or two earlier than that where his advancing opportunity was thwarted by that side official. So the decision to one-time it. Here's Abelnadi. Cohen chips it near side. Sebastian Cruz advancing. Good ball here. Cisneros looking to cross it in. He does. Here's a chance. Extra touch. Chipped in, and Gilson will fall on top. Kansas City finding themselves inside the 18 with more regularity here now in the first half. Looks like Cisneros and Cruz had developed something positive here. Chased down by Cisneros. Found itself with Cruz, who eventually was at a tough angle to deal with. Maybe if he one-times that initially off the distribution, from Cisneros, there's a better chance there. That is right into the chest of Sporting. Again, a chance off a turnover here. Extra touch. Chip to the near side. Across the mouth of goal. Still pinballing around, and it's off the side netting from Cohen. Sporting is playing with a threatening verve right now. They still find themselves behind on the scoreline. The pressure starting to cause issues here. It's a poor clearance out of the back. Right there, that started it all. Danny Flores simply chested it down, and then Sporting had numbers. Senge got a good touch on that. Vidal couldn't direct it to goal. And Cohen eventually the final touch. But yet again, here's Vidal at the edge. Vidal chips it here. No! That is 3 chances in as many minutes for Sporting Kansas City 2. They are putting the pressure on Galaxy right now. And it feels at the moment as if it's a matter of time. That's the right idea from Vidal. His teammates found him on the run, simply just off the edge of the boot and wide right of the post. This is a promising brand of play right now from Sporting Kansas City. Galaxy 2 might do well for a brief spell of possession for a moment. Try to slow things down here. Regather themselves. The first 5 or 10 minutes. It's an impressive run of play themselves. Ruben Ramos making a number of nice runs. Of course, the goal in the 2nd minute. A high pressure was a small influence as well. Right now, the flow of the game feels in favor of Sporting KC2. Has the feel of a match. The team may be down a goal in the final 20 minutes. We're only in the 20th minute right now. Foul here going against LA. Slide tackle there from Ramos, the infraction. Lucas Rosa. Abelnati. Jahan Rod. Things have been developing from this side of the pitch. Clips towards the far side. Too heavy, too strong. Trying to play it into Vidal, who's does really well in the air.
That was Riley, right? No, that's Gigi. Riley's over here in the corner. Over there. Got her hat on. Gigi? Yeah. Man, these are real good.
It all straight into the pressure against the Senge. Sporting had one of their 2 goals off that high pressure last week. Caused problems for San Jose, who was eventually had a chance on a last gasp to clear it off the line with one of their defenders. Unable to do so as a whiff and then a goal for Sporting KC2 on the road. Went up 2-0, conceded a late goal, held on for the win. Shot here from distance, took a touch, and the corner kick coming up here for Sporting KC2. Talking with Vinny Feilhaber about this week's match. Sporting KC's manager, he said, look, I think it's, as much as we think about LA, I think it's a little bit more about us. He said the reality is you really don't know who you're going to see week in, week out. He said he's seen how Los Angeles looked last weekend in that 5-0 loss, and then he referenced the 4-3 win against Vancouver. So the one thing you know is that you don't quite know what's going to happen week in and week out in this league. This fun young league in year 2. Corner kick. Got some pace on it. Play back into the area. Draper looking to chase. Rosa misjudged. Bibu played it back to Gonzalez. Now over to the far side. Axel Picasso. Edge of the area. Picasso still has it. And he earns a corner kick here for Galaxy 2. Talking with Marcelo Sarvis about Axel Picasso, who's had a little bit of experience now with the club. He was honest. He said he wants a little bit more from him moving forward. He talked about how he asked the club to keep him. He wanted an elder statesman, if you will, 20, 21-year-old, to get the guys involved, be a mentor to the younger players. Wants more consistency. More creation from Picasso. Had a nice run there to earn a corner kick, and Bibu can't direct it quite towards net. So difficult to mark with his height. And if you're looking at that from Picasso's perspective too, you probably appreciate that mindset. Your coach holding you to a high standard, wanting to see more out of you, because there's that belief in Service with Picasso and what he's capable with in this organization. In the starting lineup here today, trying to make an impact. Gonzalez does well to play this to Riley Delgado on the near side. Looks like a shove there as Gonzalez went to the ground. No whistle. Throw in here for Los Angeles. There's another look. Maybe not as much as it looked in real-time speed. But his throw for Sporting here. Gonzalez. Didn't see Cohen right around him. And out here to Sporting. To wrap that up on Picasso, there's no shortage of proven precedent with talent with him. He was, of course, called up to the U.S. U16 youth national team a number of years ago. Also U18 following that as well. Figures to be a leader over the course of this season for Galaxy 2. He'll hope to make a mark today, just as his fellow teammate Ruben Ramos already has. Second minute, our lone goal today. In reality, you look at this front 3 or 4 for Los Angeles between Bibu, Ramos, Picasso. A lot of intriguing options here. And LA has their eyes on moving forward. Right now, the goal, a consistent 90 minutes and 3 points. Trying to turn things around in the table, just 5 points, 2 clear of the bottom 2 teams in the Western Conference. The win here today puts them at 8 points as Bibu is making a run. Bandere at the ball. When you look at the teams, the 2 teams that Galaxy 2 has earned their points against, it's Austin and Vancouver. 2 of the top teams in the Western Conference. So LA hoping this is another one of those kind of nights. Bandere facing a bit of pressure. Off the shoulder of Delgado. Cisneros taken to the ground. Foul on LA. Nearly a half hour through here at Rock Chalk Park. 10 shots for Sporting KC2. Just 3 for LA Galaxy. 0.89 the expected goals column for SKC2. 0.3 for Los Angeles Galaxy. That score reads 1-0. Good turn here from Rosa. Trying to cross into the area. Senge read the pass. Immediately cleared it out of a more dangerous spot. And Galaxy 2 will have a throw here. Of those 10 shots, just 1 on target for Sporting. Some other statistics tell encouraging tales. 10-5 in terms of touches in the opponent's box to SKC. 14-7 advantage at final third entries as well. Sporting also controlling possession, 61-39. Oh, that took a poor touch. It looked off the bat there, but Bibu was not able to track it down. Sporting gets it back off the pressure. Near side now, Sebastian Cruz lays it off. Rosa clipped off the head. Still inside the box here. Now played back to Rosa. It was Gonzalez who helped deny the cross. Rosa will center. And now played over to Clark. This portion of the match brought to you by Central Bank, official jersey front partner of Sporting KC2 and community banking partner of Sporting Kansas City. Cruz into the middle, tapped out to Cohen. Sprays it back to Clark. Sporting patient right now. Now played into the middle. Rosa can't save it. Field goal kick. You talk about the first team clubs at the moment right now. And Sporting Kansas City at last with a bit of energy and momentum to their name. They went, of course, 10 straight MLS matches without a win to start the season. All of a sudden, a pair of wins. Peter Vermes club with victories against Seattle and Minnesota back-to-back. Those 2 matches have been inspired. A lot of goal scoring. It was interesting to hear Vermes talk. He said, there's a side of me that's vengeful. He said, I want to show everybody that we're good. I know inside the locker room, we have the guys to be good. There's been a lot of doubt outside of it. And to be fair to Vermes, there have been a lot of injuries. Hasn't been playing with a full club for much of this year. There's a great scene in Kansas City last night after their win against Minnesota 3-0, Children's Mercy Park. Again, that followed the 2-1 win against Seattle. For Los Angeles, it really has been a struggle for both sides, the first team club and here at MLS Next Pro. MLS side just 6 points after 10 games. It's the fewest for the club at this stage of the season and history of the organization. However, a U.S. Open Cup victory on Wednesday, 3-1. Bandere seizes this. Galaxy first team will also be in action later tonight. So full evening for Galaxy supporters. Pass didn't quite meet its target. Sporting keeps possession though. Rosa, the right fullback, never shy about playing forward. Rosa this time clips it to the far post, and Draper couldn't settle. Would have wanted to do more with that, if anything, even to tap it down to Vidal. Draper's been active here in this first half. Watch Rosa with the run on the near side, getting past Gonzalez. He's had a couple of his crosses blocked or thwarted today. That one did find Draper. Just a difficult angle, trying to bring that right leg across his body. Nevertheless, every time an opportunity goes awry for Sporting, it feels like moments later they're building up once again. As Gonzalez tries to deal with this. How far back Aaron Bibu is in his own half of the field for Los Angeles. Work rate has been high, and much of that in defense. Rosa, again, Asenge trying to thwart him. A lot of contact on the edge of the area, though. That'll be a foul. Now, where was it? Just outside of the box. This will be a free kick. It'll be a yellow as well, yes. Marcelo Asenge goes into the book. That was nearly a very perilous moment for Galaxy 2 there. Matthew Corrigan ultimately deciding that was a step outside off the line. It certainly looks like that was the correct decision, though certainly plenty of contact worthy of that yellow. So how does Sporting approach this set piece here? Denny Flores stands on the ball. Three-man wall for Galaxy 2 here. Josh Cohen is the closest teammate to Flores here on the top of the box. Jogs near, played on the ground towards the middle. Back out of the area. And Clark will spray it to the far side. Played right back in on a line, and it's wide of the netting towards the advertisement banners. Galaxy 2 navigate themselves past that particular chance. Senge issued the yellow. He's played all 8 matches this year. Or 2 matches ago, he was issued a red against Tacoma Defiance at the end of that game. Near side here, Cruz, no! Oh, it was all set up for Sebastian Cruz, and he misses the net left. Cruz will want this one back. Terrific distribution from Cisneros. It was misplayed defensively, and Cruz had a couple of different options for where he could have placed that. And another opportunity goes against Sporting KC here at home. Having trouble finding the net. Everything has been encouraging, but the finishing here today for SKC2. This portion of the match is brought to you by Children's Mercy Hospital of Kansas City, official healthcare provider of Sporting KC. Well, it's that familiar feeling so often in this sport, right? Yeah. If you're a Sporting supporter, on one hand, you're thrilled at all the chances you've seen your club generate, including inside the 18, just outside the 6. The midfielders are connecting well with the forwards, whether in the center of the pitch or the near or far side. Whether it's that final pass at times or more often that final shot. Sporting has been unable to conclude the sequence and still find themselves down. Another corner kick here. All it took was one lapse, less than 2 minutes into the match, to find themselves on the wrong end of this scoreline. Feel like Sporting may be due soon. Right now, Galaxy 2 trying to tread water. Nice job by that supporter there, climbing the wall, retrieving the ball. Helping out the team there. Enjoying a Sunday night of soccer. In swinging ball. Vidal couldn't get to that one. Well played defensively. Vidal was marked. Calderon took a shot there. Rod. Rosa again, so active on the near side. Rod looking for options, clips it to the edge. Vidal and Klein were battling. Sporting pleading for a corner, and they'll get one.
The white guy let it out. No way.
Vidal sends it in. Excuse me, Vidal was in the middle there. And Matthew Corrigan is going to ask for athletic trainer assistance here. It was Cohen who started that off from the corner, excuse me. Nobody on the ground at the moment, but somebody may have received contact to the head, and Corrigan wants to be sure. Or he might have some blood. Second look at it here. See if you can spot what happens here. Yeah, you saw Vidal grab his head there for a moment before going out of frame. So the necessary protocols underway at the moment. An opportunity for both clubs to get some hydration in the meantime as well. Vidal uses some of that hydration to refresh himself there. Looks to be all right. Never mind being sure in this situation. You will have to come off for a brief moment. Sengate shouting out defensive instruction. 41st minute. Galaxy 2, despite being outshot, outpossessed here in the first half. It's Los Angeles with the 1-0 advantage. Vidal immediately back on upon resumption of play. And with the touch. Cruz surrounded. Will play it back. Cisneros has 1 goal this year. Good touch to keep possession as Rosa finds himself with the ball. Clever play to get the cross in. Vidal couldn't settle. Played back outside the edge. Danny Flores, no. Another corner kick. This style of the first half for Los Angeles, in a way, reminds me of their first half at home against Austin earlier this year. Austin thoroughly outplayed Galaxy 2 in that first half, yet at the half it was 1-1, and that really gave LA the confidence in the second part of that game. Sporting pleading for a handball here, no whistle given. Rosa with a nice settle and turn. Lucas Rosa has shown all sorts of ability here today. Rosa started every match this season. Final couple of minutes of the first half here. Draper, we'll let that trickle out. Might see a little bit more stoppage time with the recent break in action with the concussion protocols. Goal as well, so wouldn't be surprised for 3 or 4 plus minutes. We'll see here in just a few. Flores. Draper back to Abelnadi. Clark looking to distribute. Clark, a couple of bounces, out of play again. You see Ethan, you see Simon Gilson prodding on his defense at the moment. Nearly everyone in defense right now, all other 10 players on their own half of the field. Cohen, the captain, takes the corner. Vidal and Asenge were battling. Tried to play it away for Picasso. Danny Flores took a tumble there. Gonzalez. Bibus turns. Miscommunication there with Juan Calderon. Thought he was making a run on the far side. Instead, he easily retrieved by Sporting. When you're coming off a 5-0 loss, you will take a 1-0 lead at the half in the next match in any form or fashion. And I imagine there's things Marcelo Service want to talk with his club about, try to ease the pressure on his back third a little bit over the course of the second half. Something they did well against Austin after being outshot 11-1 in the first half a few weeks ago. Always much better to regroup with the advantage. Rosa back taps. This portion of the match brought to you by Price Chopper, official grocery partner of Sporting KC. Cohen advancing. Cohen off to Clark. Teammates in the middle. Down to Cruz. Steps towards the end line. Chipped up just over the bar. Cruz did well from a difficult angle there.
The fourth official has indicated there'll be
There's only going to be 1 minute of stoppage time actually here in the first half.
1 minute.
Watch again. Plenty of space initially for Cruz. He had that angle taken away quickly. Had to go to the end line. Well done by Riley Delgado to influence the path that Cruz had to take there. It was perhaps still ruining that moment earlier, just outside the 6, where he really could have gone left or right of the keeper and went far too much to the left. The crisis was averted there for Los Angeles. Easy whistle going against Carson Klein right here. As part of the academy for a number of years before signing this past March. This will probably be the final sequence of the first half. Calderon will try to stand in the way. It's sent in. Klein got ahead to it. Booted away from the area, and the 2 whistles signify the half. LA Galaxy 2 strike in the 2nd minute. Despite being outshot 11-3 in that first half, it's Galaxy 2 with the 1-0 edge after 45 minutes of play. Here at Rock Chalk Park in Lawrence, Kansas, plenty of encouraging signs for Sporting, but work to be done to find the net. 1-0 at the half to LA Galaxy 2. We'll take a look back at last weekend in a moment, but first, everybody loves a comeback story. Samara Perez has more on the journey for North Texas Diego Hernandez. We do caution some of the images shown in this interview are graphic in nature.
Hi there, I'm Samara Perez, and in this edition of our Players Profile series, we are joined by someone who experienced a very traumatic incident. He'll be sharing that story with us today, but we would like to warn you that there are some disturbing images. Let's welcome Diego Hernandez from North Texas SC. Diego, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. We are delighted to have you on.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Diego, before we talk about your incident, we would like to get to know a little bit more about you. We know that you are the club's youngest ever player to debut professionally at only 15 years old. Talk to us about your start in soccer and how you fell in love with the sport.
My start in soccer came when I was 3 years old. I have 3 older brothers, and they all play. So from the beginning, I was so eager to play. And when I finally got that opportunity, I just never looked back. On the weekends, my whole family was always at the park. Like, that is where you would find us. And just like immediately fell in love with the sport. And it's something that I've, continued throughout my whole life. And I want to continue to keep this a part of my life. Now, I was 5 years old when I first started here. And since then, it's just been progressively year after year, just going up the ranks. And the club has given me the opportunities to start playing professionally and, start getting closer to where I want to be.
Now, shifting gears to what we mentioned earlier, you were involved in a serious car accident. What do you recall from that?
I remember turning on my truck, and that's as far as I can tell you. From the accident itself, I have no true recollection of it. But yeah, in terms of from investigations, police reports, it was an accident that was very, very hard in terms of I was driving a Ford F-150, and for all of you who have trucks, they're big vehicles. And fortunately, I was struck on my side, which caused my truck to skid and flip for close to 80 yards, almost a football field. And the truck that hit me was a Silverado, going at about 97 miles an hour. And it was something that was, it's very hard to, picture that. But that was more or less how the accident took place.
How did it affect you physically and mentally?
I do believe in miracles. I do believe in a higher power, and I believe that day God was with me. In terms of physical, my body was sore, yes, and I had the usual bruises and scratches, but I didn't break a single bone. In fact, I walked in 2 weeks, and I'm so fortunate for that. But one of the things that did leave a mark on me was that mental side of it, that many players face whenever they face adversity, and that really left a mark on my career and my personal development was that mental recovery.
And how were you able to overcome that?
Obviously, with the help of my family, I have a very, very, very strong support group, as I'm sure, many players have, as their family is behind them and supporting them. But truly, I can tell you that when it comes to overcoming that adversity, I have to really shine it back on my faith on God and the facts that, there is power in prayer. And when it comes to prayer and growing in your spiritual faith, that's something very important. And for sure, for me, that was what solidified my recovery process.
Diego, now that you're back on the pitch, what are you hoping to accomplish in your first season with MLS Next Pro?
Well, for sure, I have the goals with my team to win a championship, to go as far as we can. But then, there's that individual side where it's my first year, and I have a lot of players around me that are very good players, and I'm going into the season knowing that, there's still a lot for me to learn. There's still a lot of areas for me to grow in. And that's what I'm looking towards, to keep growing and keep improving.
Diego, we appreciate you so much for opening up to us and sharing your story with us. You're truly an inspiring example to follow, and we are proud to have you as part of the league.
Thank you, Samara. I appreciate it.
Thanks for tuning in to today's player profile feature. I'm Samara Perez. We'll see you on the next one.
Wow. What a powerful story there. Tremendous perseverance from Diego Hernandez. And very well chronicled from Samara Perez as well. What a comeback and a story that Diego Hernandez continues to write. It's 1-0 here at Rock Chalk Park in Lawrence, Kansas. Galaxy 2 with the advantage. Michelle is back with the best of Matchday 7 in this week's edition of the Spotlight.
Another big week of play, another full slate of players making their names known in MLS Next Pro. Here are your Matchday 7 players in the spotlight. With the streak they're on, it's no surprise that a Rapids 2 player gets us started this week. Rapids 2 Academy player Daniel Garcia is the rising star of Matchday 7. The 18-year-old defender earned his first goal of the season and did it within 5 minutes of subbing in. He was actually brought in to help shore up the defense and help them maintain a clean sheet, but ended up also scoring during a set piece to earn Rapids 2 their third goal of the game and to earn him the Matchday 7 honor. The MLS Next Pro player of Matchday 7 is Philadelphia Union 2's Nelson Pierre. He was actually one of 7 players on the weekend to score a brace in their team's match. His 2 goals proved vital to helping the Union 2 secure just their second win of the season. Pierre is certainly proving himself a key element to this Union 2 attack, having put up 3 goals and 2 assists so far on the season. As for the best goal of Matchday 7, well, that goes to Marco Micheletto, and when I say it wasn't even close, it was not even close. He set the new record for the most percentage of poll votes, earning 75% of them, while no other goal even reached 10%. A spectacularly lofted ball from Thomas Roberts put Micheletto in perfect position to score the game winner for Crew 2, and to give him a very rightful place in the Matchday 7 spotlight. The team of Matchday 7 honor goes to Toronto FC2 following the team's first win of the season. And what a convincing win it was. TFC2 also featured one of the 7 players earning a brace for their squads. It was Jordan Faria finding the back of the net twice in the first half to put his team up for good. This was a breakthrough win for Gianni Cimini's side, who recently had suffered back-to-back heartbreakers. Big shout out to all of our Matchday 7 honorees in the spotlight. We'll see you right back here after Matchday 8.
Always fun to take a look back with the spotlight. Meanwhile, the MLS Next Flex tournament is taking place right now in Maryland. Let's check in with David Goss with more.
That's still a good build up here. Slip through. Bending effort. What a spectacular goal from... That's a good run on the far side. Tight angle and a tying goal.
All right, a good look at things there as right here it's 1-0 to LA Galaxy 2 as we approach the second half here at Rock Chalk Park in Lawrence, Kansas. Most recently, 2 more points for Huntsville City. Next Friday, it's the home debut at Joe Davis Stadium. Huntsville City FC started the season with 7 road matches as all those renovations were completed. This week will be big for the club, culminating in that notable match.
opens in the count. Azad Liati working forward. Golazo. Free kick driven goalward.
We will have dignitaries on hand as we roll out the red carpet next Friday night. 8 Eastern, Huntsville City reopens Joe Davis Stadium against Crown Legacy FC. That match will air on MLS Season Pass on Apple TV. We are all certainly looking forward to that. Huntsville City and Crown Legacy as MLS Next Pro continues to expand and grow in scale. It has been a fun league to be a part of over the course of this season. Let's take a look at first half highlights here. There was no shortage of entertainment and offensive opportunities from both sides, but it was Los Angeles pressure, which has been much maligned over the course of this season, particularly last week. But it all came to fruition right here. The distribution from the far side settled by Ruben Ramos with his first professional goal with LA Galaxy 2. That set the tone from the start, but to SKC2's credit, they had a number of counterpunches and opportunities throughout. This was Andrew Draper one-timing Gilson's first test of the evening, and he was really under constant pressure all throughout the first 45 minutes. Whether it was Sebastian Cruz or Lucas Rosa with clever interplay, Cisneros working himself in the proceedings as well. That time, Cruz just unable to get the shot off from the ideal angle he would have wanted. It would have been difficult where that cross was coming to launch it with his right. Still, Sporting's pressure giving them chances all throughout the course of this first half. Pinballed around a little bit here on this particular chance. Vidal couldn't settle Cohen eventually into the side netting. Take a look at the first half numbers. Again, 12-3 in shots, an advantage to Sporting KC. 1.35 expected goals. Vidal here, great idea. Just unable to direct that to the right side of net. And yet another chance here, one of 12 of them in the first half for Sporting Kansas City. That was probably the best that Cruz had. You see the frustration as all the games and matches that Sporting KC has scored early. They scored first, scored in the first 10 minutes. None of those things happened here at home on this Sunday evening. Plenty of possession in numbers, which Benny Feilhaber and company would be very happy with, aside from the goals column, which reads 1-0 right now to LA Galaxy 2. It's a pleasure to have you with us on MLSNextPro.com. AJ Ricketts here alongside you as teams make their way back onto the pitch. What is in store in this second half? Neutral may feel that Sporting Kansas City is due for a goal. Los Angeles, though all the water they did tread in that first half, found a way to keep the advantage as they went into the locker room. We're going to have a couple subs here, it looks like, to start off this second half. Alex Alcala is going to enter for LA Galaxy 2. And Ethan Bryant looks like jogged out there for Sporting Kansas City 2.
This is Phil, and I saw 88 white, 28 blue. Blue.
And Cam Duke as well is on for Sporting KC.
I saw 28 blue.
Cam Duke started 13 of 26 appearances last year in the MLS. He has 21 MLS starts to his name, former Inter Miami man. And Duke immediately getting himself involved.
Halftime substitution for LA Galaxy, leaving the game, number 38, Alex Picasso. Entering the game, number 53, Alex Alcala.
So Alcala comes in for Axel Picasso, who was on that far side in the first half.
Substitution for Sporting Kansas City, leaving the game, number 61, Josh Cohen. He's replaced by number 39, Ethan Bryant.
Clark guides this to Ethan Bryant, who just entered the proceedings. And this will be a corner kick. Josh Cohen and Andrew Draper, the two heading to the bench after those pair of substitutions from Benny Philhaber. Ethan Bryant, Cam Duke in for Sporting KC once again, and Alex Alcala for Los Angeles. Bryant will take the corner kick. Guides it towards the middle. Sporting got a header to it. It was well high the crossbar. I think that was Danny Flores with the leap. LA almost inviting that pressure when they played it short to Asenge, but they do well here to navigate out of the back third. Bibu goes down, but did he initiate the first contact is the question, and he did. As Abel Nadi went to the ground. Kansas City advancing here. Clark chases it down with Cam Duke to his side. Danny Flores into the middle. Space here. Cisneros fires. Well, too strong. It went off the scoreboard there. Again, admirable build-up. That shot will lead supporters wanting a little bit more. Senge settles with sending it deep. Bibu surrounded by 4 Kansas City players. And Bandere will reinitiate over to Jahan Rod. He joined the Sporting Academy back in 2016. Cisneros clips it in. Vidal settles. Oh, and whiffed on it. You felt something was on there for Sporting, but that has been the theme of the evening thus far. If Vidal is able to strike that, look out. Cisneros, the first team loanee, put that in a perfect spot. It really was well done on first touch from Pau Vidal. In the end, all just a tad too quick to finish with the shot pace to it. That is the right idea, though. Sporting looks to be picking up where they left off in the first half. Bryant on the volley here. Klein heads it away. Rosa. Clark. Too strong and clever by Delgado to let that roll out of play. Bibu trying to make things difficult for Abelnadi. He's handling that matchup well. Duke on the near side. Centers and earns the corner kick. Centered, right to Gilson. Able to handle. Well developed off that corner kick. Apologies earlier for this confusion on Cameron Duke, former Sporting Kansas City man, of course. Over 50 appearances for the first team. Also some U.S. Youth national team experience. Duke making an early impact here. This is laid off well. Sporting in the area. It's blocked. The second ball trickles to Gonzalez. Alex Alcala, who entered to begin the second half, going to push upfield for Galaxy 2. Alcala, lofted center. Foul going against Los Angeles here.
Bill's back, but the call keeps dropping.
Yeah, but they don't let him touch it!
Sengay sends it back towards Bibu. That's how LA has tried to play it forward here in this half. That time successfully. Calderon to Bibu. He had his fourth goal of the season 2 weeks ago against Tacoma. That was from the penalty spot to make it a 2-1 game in which Tacoma responded moments later to make it 3-1. Bibu was denied from point-blank range in that match in the run of play. Four goals this season for Bibu. Certainly proved himself very capable. 3 of those came in that hat-trick match against Sporting KC. Los Angeles would love another goal from him here to make this 2-0, and how deflating would that potentially be for Sporting, who has controlled the majority of this match, aside from the first 2 minutes. Alcala pushing forward. Alcala was a little bit in the air for Bibu, couldn't bring it down. Sporting sends it away. This is a little better here the last few minutes from Galaxy 2. Played it out of the back successfully to Bibu. That time, actually, excuse me, it was over to Kansas City. Clark has to work to keep this in. Clark joined the Sporting Academy in 2016. Cisneros, those bright orange boots. And Flores fell. Alcala able to take advantage of that, quickly pushing forward. Alcala waiting for help, dispossessed. Well done defensively. Sporting perhaps looking to counter here. Cruz dribbling the length of the field, plays out wide to Vidal, who hasn't been working out in this space too often today. Primarily central, looking to receive. Trying to create here off the edge. Now will work himself back into his usual spot. Rod, Cisneros, over to Clark. Sporting probing here. Looking for a high percentage cross. Over to the near side. Duke was trying to line up a header and instead committed the foul. Duke has been with this Sporting organization for quite some time. Entered the academy a number of years ago, 2012. Almost attended Duke University. 1-0 LA right now, 56th minute. Pressure starting to accumulate now on Sporting Kansas City, you would feel. Is a breakthrough imminent? Their style of play suggests so, and still 35 or so minutes to work with here. Set piece up coming after the foul. Ethan Bryant will take it, who made his first team debut in the U.S. Open Cup third round. He has a goal to his name this year. That was back on Matchday 4 against Real Monarchs. High ball played in, and well done. Drifting backwards was Gilson. Vidal and Asenge were all tangled up. Gilson needs a moment here. Vidal sent away from the area. See if we can spot where the contact may have come. Certainly a hard fall. Of course, there is the MLS Next Pro rule that at this point many of us are very familiar with. Player takes more than 15 seconds. They are typically then asked to leave the pitch for 3 minutes, and the team has to go a man down. But not in this case here. There is discretion for the official. Certainly cannot play without a keeper as well, and they go down with some level of contact. That particular rule not to be enforced. It's 1-0 here, 59th minute. Here's Rosa. Ruben Ramos, the goal scorer in the second minute tonight. Carson Klein, the assist. Bryant goes to Rosa once more. They'll guide this to the top of the 8C. Nobody home for Sporting. They'll have no problem reinitiating it in midfield. Now Nadi Clark. Duke centers, and a foul. Bit of a push there to create the space from Cisneros. Oh, it was Gonzalez, excuse me, the second minute with the assist. Adrian Gonzalez. He typically plays in the midfield, also has spent some time at right back, and the left wing as well. Coming off a season with 30 appearances and 2 assists. Right now, this style, this shape, this approach is getting the job done for LA Galaxy 2. Conceding possession, clogging up open spaces when they may arise. And that was nearly taken away by Calderon. Would have been a very dangerous moment for Sporting. Now a slip. Calderon here, centers. Anybody on the other end? Yes. Shot, took a deflection out of play from Brandon Tellez. Sporting a little compromised defensively there after the giveaways. Here's the first one where Calderon nearly had it. Then the second time, it was Clark who went skating. SKC does well to negate anything else that may have come of that. Headed out. Well out of play there. This portion of the match brought to you by Central Bank, official jersey front partner of Sporting KC2 and community banking partner of Sporting Kansas City. half an hour for the home side to work with now. Bryant went to the ground, and yellow will be issued. That's going against Gonzalez, the man with the assist from earlier in this match. So a yellow card added to his story of the day. Reinitiated to Cisneros. Down the far side. Sengay sends it away. Alcala, though, man to retrieve. Led Bibu a little bit too far in front. We were talking with Marcelo Service about Alcala. Said, yeah, he has a tremendous quality with the ball. He can dribble in speed, create chances over the final turn. He has a level of creativity that is impressive in comparison to those around him. Noted it was difficult for Alcala against Colorado with the defense presented to him. Didn't have a lot of space to work with. Great learning opportunity for Alcala in that game. Just 17 years old, a lot of room to grow. High in the air towards the far side, Riley Delgado. Tejas. Gonzalez fouled by Duke. Moments like this here, Galaxy aren't necessarily threatening. At least with holding possession for moments away from Sporting Kansas City, it feels like has been on the front foot all evening long. This is what LA Galaxy 2 need more of at the moment. On the near side, Calderon. It's Clark getting pressure. Calderon nearly won it back. Clark sends it towards midfield, but a foul. Before all that. Calderon, the 18-year-old from Riverside, California. Gonzalez went flying. No whistle. Galaxy getting another pair of subs ready. Actually, I've only subbed one so far. Sporting has used a pair of subs. Looks like Elijah Amadine and Sergio Villalpando set to enter here.
Substitution for LA Galaxy in the 66th minute. Leaving the game, number 65, Juan Calderon. He's replaced by number 74, Sergio Villalpando. Substitution for LA Galaxy in the 66th minute, leaving the game, number 84, Ruben Ramos.
So Ruben Ramos and Juan Calderon exit for LA Galaxy 2. Ramos the goal scorer today, second minute. A match he will remember. He's been a decorated career at the youth level. Now looking to make his mark Here's Vidal. Switches it far side. Shot. Side of the netting. Score remains 1-0. Sebastian Cruz can't find the breakthrough there. It felt like that might have been the moment. Cruz on the far side with Amadine fresh into the match, trying to influence that shot. Goodness, Sporting KC thwarted yet again. How about the pass from Vidal there as well? Cruz has had a couple of chances today. Yeah, simply not gone his way. That one a higher level of difficulty than perhaps his opportunity late in the first half. No more than 8 yards away from goal. No one in his way. Cruz out of Cal State Fullerton, where he scored 17 goals, racked up 13 assists. Bryant with Klein in pursuit. Bryant back to Duke. Accelerates forward. Looking to lay it off to Clark. Still dangerous moments. Clever chip in here. Necessary intervention by Amadine. The search for that first goal continues for SKC2. Marcelo Sarvis and company up 1-0 here as the 70th minute approaches. Bryant's pass read well by Amadine. With the game-winning spot kick in the shootout victory against Austin a couple of weeks ago. Vidal winds up with this, shielding the ball. And the whistle blows from moments earlier when Flores fell to the pitch. Another tense moment upcoming for Galaxy 2 on a set piece. Second look at it here. Flores went down after the contact from, Asenge, who's already on a yellow. Receiving a talking to now. Do well to avoid another yellow. That would be his second red card then in 3 matches. Options here for Sporting. Ethan Bryant stands on the ball. 70th minute here at Rock Chalk Park. Bryant, will he go for goal? He does, and it's just high of the crossbar. Ambitious, yet an admirable attempt there from Ethan Bryant, who forced Gilson to be sure. Had to get horizontal. Elicited a dive. Second look, trying to curl that in the top right corner. Los Angeles inching ever closer to 3 points. (6-2) advantage in shots here in the second half. Sporting KC with 2.53 expected goals today. Galaxy 2 at 0.32. That kind of evening in Lawrence right now for the home side. How about this? 35 touches in the opponent's box for Sporting, just 5 for Galaxy 2. Also 60-27 advantage in final third entries. Encouraging numbers up and down the stat sheet for Sporting.
Substitution for Sporting Kansas City.
Looking to find the equalizer.
Leading the game, number 60, Abdelnadi. He's replaced by number 45, Nassim Mekhidesh.
So Nassim Mekhidesh will enter for Sporting KC2 here in the 72nd minute. Abdelnadi heads to the bench. Set piece. Vidal sends it middle. Cisneros can't get to it. Mekhidesh with a touch. Bryant's ball in. Asenge the header. Rebound. Wow! Incredible! Danny Flores levels it up in the 72nd minute off the volley on a brilliant bit of skill. Of all the ways a goal could come for Sporting Kansas City, they did it the hard way. High in the air. It trickles back to the far side. Bryant reinitiated. Asenge tried to head it away, and then on the volley off the header, that is sensational from Danny Flores. First goal of the campaign for Flores. It is one he will remember. And now, if you're Sporting, you're pushing for the go-ahead with plenty of time. Only the 73rd minute still. Amadine in LA now pushing forward, and Amadine could have done more there. Danny Flores just perfectly done. Flag was up here. Vidal frustrated. This portion of the match brought to you by Children's Mercy Hospital, Kansas City. Cam Duke steps to the passing lane here. Duke centers. Vidal whiffed. Cruz chases down. Bryant turns, fires. Took a touch. Corner kick here, Sporting. Danny Flores off the volley. The first team loanee. Claimed off MLS waivers in January. Just 21 years old. Jilson here needed to be. Mekhidesh was awaiting right behind him. Flores was the leading goal scorer at Virginia Tech in his time in college. Spent some time with the Oakland Roots, U17 men's national team. You see the skill in moments like that. How do Galaxy 2 respond now? You saw their mindset in the opening minutes of this match, wasting no time, playing with a great spirit about them before Sporting Kansas City settled into their own verve. And they forced Sporting to find the equalizer on the true moments of individual brilliance. Can LA at least get this to a shootout? Elijah Amadine. Flag up. Fourteen to 5 advantage in shots taken. Rosa operating in the midfield now. Makadesh switches. Bruce back to Makadesh. Bryant. Cruz sends it in. Balled around momentarily. Perilous moments. Now Clark took it off the waist. Clark. Flores plays it back. Sporting playing possession here. Los Angeles looking for something in transition here. Alcala pushed far side. Alcala ever so creative with the ball. Amadine. Bibu couldn't redirect that. That's what Los Angeles is looking for, though, on those moments against the run of play. That was a little bit more manageable for Aaron Bibu. Certainly could have been something positive there for Galaxy, too. Cam Duke with the second defender approaching. Nearly split the pair of defenders. Cisneros. Nobody there. Goal kick.
Substitution for Sporting Kansas City in the 78th minute. Leaving the game, number 31, Danny Flores.
So Flores' day is done moments after the goal.
He's replaced by number 40, Enzo Mori.
Enzo Moriz, his replacement, who came on for Ethan Bryant last week in the 59th minute. Moriz, Academy product, was a 3-year collegiate standout at the University of Kentucky. Helped lead the Wildcats to the Sweet 16. Bibu pleading for some contact. Battling with Jahan Rod. Rosa. Up the field, Cisneros. Now Ethan Bryant looking for any sort of space. Cam Duke shifts right. Flag is up. It's been problematic at times today for SKC2, minding the flag.
He's replaced by number 72, Nicholas Scalotto.
Nicholas Scalotto will enter. Brandon Tellez's evening is complete. Galaxy 2 and SKC2 have both used 4 subs at this point, 1 remaining. With 10 minutes left before a potential shootout. Some kicks from the spot to decide who may get 2 points here and who may wind up with 1. Makadesh. Makadesh, one of the replacements along the back line, has spent time professionally in both Algeria and Canada. Cruz lost it and brought Villafando to the ground. Ruben Ramos, the goal scorer for Los Angeles in the 2nd minute. Sporting Kansas City, after threatening all match long, at last equalizing in the 72nd from Danny Flores. Senge just could not get enough on the clearance on the header. Fell at the 18. Danny Flores did the rest. Here's Cam Duke. Maurice. Back to Mekadesh. Looking to switch over to Lucas Rosa. Rosa once more. Rosa plays it to the near side post. Vidal was looking to get ahead to it. And that rolls out of play. Cam Duke, I think, hoping for a corner kick, but certainly none conceded there by Galaxy 2. You wonder how much LA may press forward in these final moments, or if there'll be more of an approach of being just fine getting to a shootout. Sporting wants all 3 points at home. This centered. Bryant can't get to it. Good intervention by Klein there with that right hand all bandaged and taped up. The yellow card will be issued here against Sporting.
A yellow card caution has been issued to Sporting Kansas City.
It's on Maurice. Second look. Just wrapped up. Adrian Gonzalez there and brought him to the ground. You heard perhaps some consternation from the Kansas City bench. Even though the area of the pitch that was located in, hard to avoid a booking when a transition moment is begun. And the player goes to the turf in this stage of the match. Elipondo played it back. Gets it here, flag stays down. Elipondo going in line. Clark harassing him. He's able to find a teammate. Alcala looks to center. Gonzalez crosses it. Bibu can't be on the receiving end with the kick out of play from Rosa to be a corner here for Los Angeles. This portion of the match is brought to you by Price Chopper, official grocery partner of Sporting KC. Riley Delgado over there by the flag. Five players in the box for LA. Driving ball, headed by Mekadesh. Elipondo played it back to his teammate. Second cross sit in. Amadine got ahead to it first. Unable to guide it to goal. Cleared away. '85th minute. Back to Gilson. Senge playing on a yellow. Threading a pair of defenders there is Klein. Now Gonzalez over to Elijah Amadine, who was on an open tryout process a month and a half ago. Well done to get back in that moment. Jahan Rod eventually got to Amadine. Van Ray. Rosa can't settle.
Substitution for Sporting Kansas City in the 86th minute. Leaving the game, number 98, Sebastian Cruz.
70 in for 98.
Sebastian Cruz will head to the bench. Alenis Vargas into the game. Third appearance of the season for Vargas, the Honduran. Cruz, perhaps a bit of frustration as he exits tonight. Bibu, that would have been some level of skill there. Just a bit too strong in the end as his body was turning. Cruz's best opportunity came towards the end of that first half. A number of chances today. Ultimately, it was Flores who found the net for Sporting Kansas City. Good slide there from Asel Senge. Vidal was making a run, but all stayed active even late here in this match. How much he's had to work today. Villapando. Clark in defense. Villapando probing, dancing. Eventually help came. This ball whipped in. Sent to Clark. Heavy touch. Gonzalez interjected himself. Gets it right back. And he's brought to the ground. Nakides showing physicality there. Now Sporting trying to play forward. Clark sends it back to the far side. Vidal, good touch. No problem for Gilson. This match feels as if it's opening up in the waning moments. Both teams perhaps pressing for the game winner. I've referenced it a couple of times. This somewhat resembles the Austin match here for LA Galaxy 2. Now both teams had incredible shots in the final 60 seconds of that match to win it in what was a level game. No shortage of entertainment right now. 88th minute. Another ball played in. Klein the initial header. Duke. A second touch here, and the shots from Vargas is too high. You see Gilson quickly retrieving the ball from the stand. It looks like he wanted to play that quick. Sees his teammate tying his shoe. Sun setting here in Lawrence, Kansas. We're potentially just moments away from kicks from the spot. Sporting has found themselves in that situation just once this year. Los Angeles as well. We thought there might be more stoppage time in the first half. There was not, just 1 minute. So it'll be interesting here how much is given. Throw into Sporting. Looking to win back-to-back matches just like the first team. Continue to climb up the standings. Cisneros. Vargas earns a corner. Eighth corner of the match earned from Sporting Kansas City. Bryant to initiate. He'll play it short. Rosa looking for a teammate. Klein looking to chase it down. Can't get there in time. There will be 3 minutes of stoppage time. Both teams pressing for the go-ahead. It's SKC with possession at the moment. Bryant. Sprays it to the far side. This chipped in near post and went down. That was Cisneros who was looking to draw, Cam Duke looking to draw a whistle. No penalty given. Well done defensively from Klein. Gilson deciding what to do here. Will push everybody forward. Bit of a change up there. Of course, We've seen him play it to a Senge many times tonight. Bibu. Well done by Clark to step in, and then Gonzalez commits the foul on Duke. Gonzalez on a yellow as well. Vargas sends a cross in. Vidal! That's surely the winner! Sporting Kansas City, a deserved advantage as time ticks down in Lawrence. Trailing for the majority of this match with less than 20 minutes to go, Sporting tied it. And then what distribution and a clinical finish here from Vidal. It's what he does as well as any player in the league. And the 20-year-old Spaniard slots it home, directs it into goal, his 6th of the season. And he will take that yellow card with no consternation after putting his club ahead 2-1. It's a heartbreaking finish here for LA Galaxy 2. You can fairly assert that they have been on the back foot for so much of this match. But even treading water, they were up 1-0 for so much of this match. Off a 5-0 defeat last week, they went up in the 2nd minute. Pleading for a handball here. They might have one final set piece to work with just outside the area. One final gasp for LA Galaxy 2. Try to get this to a shootout. Final instructions being shouted from the benches. Adrian Gonzalez to take the kick, and everybody is forward for LA Galaxy 2. You see Gilson in the box here. It's desperation mode. Certainly the last chance here. Gonzalez sends it near post, headed back to the far side, still pinballed around. Amadine, no. It's not out of the area yet. This shot into his own man from Alcala. Clark looking to send this away. Sprays this the length of the field. It's not going to reach the net, but it's taking time off the clock. And there's the final whistle. Sporting Kansas City 2. A valiant comeback. It's heartbreaking for Galaxy. Sporting Kansas City, though, deserving of the 3 points at home. What a thrilling affair this evening from Lawrence, Kansas. Your man of the match, SKC forward Pau Vidal, picking up his 6th goal of the season in the most dramatic of fashion. LA Galaxy had held him in check for so much of this match, but when it mattered most, the ball went into the net, the jersey came off, and Sporting Kansas City 2 found themselves ahead. The crowd in absolute delight, as entertaining a match as you could ask for. Certainly plenty of moments of frustration for the Sporting KC2 supporters who outshot, outpossessed LA Galaxy for so much of this match, controlled the tune and tenor of this game, and ultimately found themselves up 2-1 on the final whistle. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight on MLSNextPro.com. Don't forget you can watch action all year on MLS Season Pass on Apple TV and right here on MLSNextPro.com. From Lawrence, Kansas, Sporting KC victors tonight 2-1. I'm AJ Ricketts. We bid you good night.
This copyrighted broadcast of MLS Next Pro may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcasted without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.